Good morning. It is January 28th, 2025, 8:31 a.m. We are meeting with IAEP for our negotiation session. My name is Nikki Pennell. I'm the HR Director.
Janice Floyd, Deputy Director HR.
Christopher Watts, EMS Chief.
Christopher Stevens, EMS Deputy Chief.
Eric Gilmore, Public Safety.
Michael Morosco, National Representative, IAP.
Diamond Melvin, Local 325, IAP.
Carissa Lang, Assistant General Counsel at IAP.
Doug Hall from the IAP.
Kristen.
And Kristen Yule from the County Attorney's Office.
Hi, Kristen.
Hello.
All right. I know we met on December 19th. We passed a wage article across. We TA'd it. Y'all withdrew 6. Took it for ratification. My understanding is it didn't ratify, so we're here today to find out what we're looking for.
Perfect. And I will pass out.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And I will take, I'll take a little bit of the heat on the ratification, I think, and I believe it might have been a little more of a failure on my part to fully explain it to the bargaining unit when it went out for ratification. The concern overwhelmingly was that the COLA was disappearing. And I don't believe that that was the intent. I know when I even went back and I listened through the bargaining history and everything, and it was actually never even brought up. So I think that was, from all the feedback we got, the real big issue. So really, in keeping with that and understanding that the intent was not to do that, we were just looking to clarify that so that our membership is aware that should the VCC provide a COLA across the board for all bargaining or all employees, that the bargaining unit would be included.
Okay. The intent was not to take that away. We did remove the language. The intent in removing the language was simply to actually allow us to come to the table and say, hey, this was approved, but the amount is maybe X, and maybe you want to apply 5% to paramedics and 2% to EMTs. That was the intent in removing the language, simply because what we see in budget is tight. So we can barely squeeze maybe a 2% or a 3% in. And so when the budget years are super tight like that, there's nothing additional. So when we have a wage opener, there's something additional to give. In the years past, where we've had, hey, there's a little bit of money, so 2020, I think, was a good year, and we came back to the table in like April, July of 2020 and said, hey, we got some excess money, here's some raises. There's and I'm not sure, you guys probably are not aware, I'm not sure how deep into the budget you get. In around March of every year, there's also an FRS entry that hits. It's the unfunded liability, and it's a couple $1 million every time it hits. So a lot of times we don't even know, even though we have a set budget, we don't know what that's going to be. FRS does not send us that until December, January timeframe, and then that's posted by the clerk's office. They take that information from FRS and post our unfunded liability for FRS. It's a huge hit to EMS because every position is a hazard position, which is the highest FRS rate that we have. So that's one of the things that's an unknown within your budget. I think Chief Watch are probably becoming aware of that. Yeah, it's like an unknown within the specifically EMS budget, specifically fire, corrections, as far as where a high hazard rate is concerned. So that was our only thought, and it was not to take it away from anybody. If it was approved, we were going to give it, but we were also going to give a little leeway with the language in there. If it's approved, you get it, and if there's nothing extra, we can come to the table, but we're going to come back and say what we've been doing this last 2 years of there's nothing extra.
But there would still be, and correct me if I'm wrong, the opportunity for you to come to us with an MOU like we've done in years past, correct?
Correct.
So if that situation to arise, we could still do an MOU and work that out otherwise. Okay.
Absolutely. So again, we can take this language, my thought was letting you guys understand why we took it out was absolutely not to not give anybody a 3%. It was just to open the door to have further discussions on how to apply that in the future.
Understood.
But if you want to leave it in, we're not opposed to that. It's just limits us somewhat budget-wise depending on what our budget looks like each year.
Yeah, I think the feedback from the membership was that they were very strong in their feelings towards this language remaining.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I don't think
right.
anybody at the table has a
I'm
problem.
fine with it.
If you guys want to sign a TA, I'll have to take it up to the county administrator. He was not able to join us this morning. But I had an idea of what we thought, so I have his permission. And I'll take this up and get him to sign it. I'll send it to you guys and to Kristen, and then I'm sure Kristen will get something over so that the membership can hold another ratification vote. Okay. Appreciate it.
Thank
I
you.
guess we're done.
Thank you.
That was easy. Thank you
Quickest
guys
meeting
so
we've ever
much.
had.
Let's stop the recording.
It's 2, is this the way it's supposed to be?